It is time for the mortals to pay. My child waits to do your will.
Leave us.
Release the Kraken!
Come on, man!
Come on now. Sing that shit.
Come on, man!
Nah, Rack Dog. Grab you a couple of Mitsubishis and let's go, buddy. Let's go. All right, good morning. It's just about time to start the show. How's everybody doing? Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Yeah. But Thanksgiving is over, and it's time for some rivalry games all day today and all day tomorrow. Great football. I can't wait. We'll start the show here in just a second.
Georgia playing, woo! Come on, man!
Yeah, good morning. How's everybody doing? Happy Friday, not Saturday. Happy Friday. 2 kickoff shows this week. We do this every year for Rivalry Weekend. You got a full slate of games today. They start at noon all the way up through prime time. Triple header in the SEC. We all miss SEC on CBS or whatever. I get it, and Disney is the devil. But one good thing we got out of this Disney deal, part of the TV contract, the SEC had to move 3 of their rivalry games to Friday to give us a triple header every Friday. So we've got, of course, Ole Miss and Mississippi State today at noon. What's going to happen with Lane Kiffin? We're supposed to find out by tomorrow. So my guess is something will probably leak not too long after the Ole Miss Mississippi State game ends. There are probably enough people that know what Lane Kiffin's going to do that it will leak out. Probably not too long after that game ends, I would guess. But if not, we should know something by tomorrow when Ole Miss is expected to release that statement. But we've got Ole Miss, Mississippi State, the Egg Bowl coming up at noon. We've got Georgia, Georgia Tech, clean old-fashioned hate coming up at 3:30. And in prime time, we have Texas and Texas A&M, and there are a bunch of other games sprinkled in there as well. We'll go through the entire slate of games for today. We'll even look ahead a little bit to tomorrow, but not a lot on tomorrow's games because we'll do the kickoff show again tomorrow and talk about all of those games in a lot more detail on tomorrow's kickoff show, as well as reacting to today's games. Obviously, there won't be a Your Season is Over video tomorrow. There'll just be one Your Season is Over video. That'll come out Sunday, late afternoon, around the normal time. But a great weekend of games. I'm looking forward to it. This is probably my second favorite weekend of college football every single year. It's hard to beat opening weekend or week one because you do have a lot of big games in week one every year, and it's just been so long since we saw college football by the time week one rolls around that we're just, starving to death for any type of college football, and it always makes week one pretty special. And you get 5 days of games in week one. You get Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So I would lean slightly towards week one as my favorite weekend of college football, but rivalry weekend is definitely a close second. And in some years, the games are actually better rivalry weekend than they are in week one. That kind of varies year to year depending on which teams are good and things like that. But anyway, the point is this is an amazing weekend of college football. It is the last regular season weekend of college football, though, and that is a little disappointing. We have the shortest regular season of any major sport in this country, and it does seem to go by ridiculously fast. So that's the unfortunate bad news. The good news is we still have 6 weeks of college football left. We've got, of course, all the games this weekend with rivalry weekend. We've got conference championship Saturday next weekend, and you better enjoy that, by the way, because I don't think it's going to be around much longer, at least not in the form that it currently exists. I think this idea of playing a single conference championship game at the end of the regular season, I think those days are numbered. I still think we'll end up having something, but I think it'll be more directly tied into the playoff some kind of way. So if you're a big fan of conference championship games, you better enjoy those next weekend. But we have that. Then we've got All your Christmas bowl games, whether it's the few days before or the few days after. You've got the first round of the playoffs this year on December 20th, 19th, and 20th, I think it is. One game on Friday night, one playoff game on Friday night, 3 playoff games that Saturday. So your first round of the playoffs there. About a week before Christmas. You've got bowl games almost every day from Christmas to New Year's, and then New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. You've got another round of playoffs. You've then got the semifinals coming up around January 10th, I believe it is, and then the national championship game around January 20th. So 6 weeks of football left, although the games are going to get less and less, obviously, from this point forward as we move along, as this weekend is the end of the regular season for 2025. It's been a great regular season. We've seen it all. Upsets, highly ranked teams that have disappeared, right? Clemson, right? Penn State, to a lesser degree, Florida State. Teams have come out of nowhere. Vandy is a possible playoff team. It's unbelievable to even say that out loud. It's been an unbelievable year. All the quarterbacks that they told us were going to be amazing in August almost all turned out to be terrible. Arch Manning, Cade Klubnik, Nussmeier, DJ Lagway. A lot of transfer quarterbacks have shined this year. Trinidad Chambliss at Ole Miss. Mendoza at Indiana. Julian Sayin has obviously had a great year at Ohio State, as well as Marcel Reed out at Texas A&M. We've got some undefeated teams still, 1 in the SEC, 2 in the Big Ten. Last year, we only had 1 team go 12-0. That was Oregon. It looks like you're probably going to have 3. All 3 are favored anyway. How would you rank those 3 teams in terms of most likely to lose this weekend? I think the least likely to lose, obviously, is Indiana. I think they play Purdue. They're not losing. Ohio State and Texas A&M could lose. They obviously play much tougher competition, and they're both on the road. Ohio State is on the road at Michigan. Texas A&M is on the road at Texas. We all know the story of Ohio State and Michigan. Michigan has beat them 4 years in a row. Ryan Day nearly got ran out of town last year, the first week of December, before going on a playoff run and winning it all. Michigan's playoff hopes are still alive. They only have 2 losses. Michigan does. It's wild to think about. Only 1 conference loss. With a loss today, not only would Ohio State not be undefeated, they might not even make the Big Ten championship game. It's just it's weird. So you got that. You got Texas A&M, which is a huge rivalry that got taken away from us as college football fans a little over a decade ago when Texas A&M joined the SEC. They rekindled it last year at Texas A&M, where Texas pulled off the road win. Tomorrow's game, or tonight's game, is in Austin. So Texas, the home team today, but an underdog to undefeated Texas A&M. Texas sitting on 3 losses. There are some out there who think Texas has an outside shot of making the playoffs if they win today. I'm not one of those people. I don't think a 9-3 Texas, even with a win in the last week over Texas A&M, is going to get in. I just think there's too much ground to make up. And honestly, I don't think a 9-3 Texas A&M or 9-3 Texas with a win over A&M would deserve to get in. They've got a really bad loss on the road at Florida. They've got a blowout loss to a good Georgia team. Their best wins are probably Oklahoma and Vandy, which are decent wins. Those are good wins. They have a 7-point loss on the road at Ohio State. I just don't think that they've done enough at 9-3 to jump very many or enough of those 2-loss teams to get in. But obviously you can't tell Texas that, so I expect to get the best possible effort from Texas at home in a game in which at the very least they have an opportunity to ruin Texas A&M's perfect season. So we'll see. But anyway, how's everybody doing? Let me take a breath here. That was a lot. That was a lot there in about 5 minutes. Let me take a breath. Let me get a sip of coffee. Okay. Well, let's try the water. Some water. Let's wet the whistle a little here. All right. Everybody still with me here? We okay? We good? How's everybody doing? Turkey comas? Anyone? Turkey coma? What's up, Ken? Hypo loves Golden Corral. What a great name. Sir UJ, Jay Shipes, Rudy's Jailer. Wow. Dang. Big dang. Bulldog Terror. Kyle, what's up, buddy? Wheezy. Bryce Man, what's up, buddy? Airplane Spotter, King React, Dummy 3604. Named himself Dummy. Five-star dummy. How highly recruited are you, bud? I know Dummy Olympics there. Gold medalist in the Dummy Olympics there. Dang. Guy named himself Dummy. What's the lock of the day? Same lock as last week, bud. Same as last week. So I don't know if it's because I'm old and I don't know how things work now. They definitely don't work like they used to. But my monkey ass got up at 5:30 this morning thinking I was going to go to the mall. Yeah, I got up at 5:30 this morning thinking, well, I'll go to the mall, man. Black Friday. Get me in them deals, you know. Fucking mall ain't open. They ain't open till 8. I'm like, what? What happened to the good old days where you had to go stand in line to get a deal on something at 4 in the morning in the freezing cold? I guess those days are over. God damn. So, I guess I'll go after this here shit show ends. I don't know. I don't know. Man, don't y'all miss having to camp out at Circuit City? Dang. Any of y'all ever did that? I did it a couple of times back in like the early to mid 2000s. When I first got married, first had kids, I did it a couple of times. I did it at Toys R Us once, I think. I don't even remember what I was there to get, but I was there at 4 or 5 in the morning, whatever it was. I specifically remember being one of the first people in line at Circuit City one year and winning a free iPod back when iPods were first coming out. They used to do these doorbuster giveaways where you didn't know what it was until you were there. But I don't know, I was 10th in line or something, and like the first 20 people in line ended up getting a free iPod or something. Anyway, and that wasn't even why I was there. I forget why I was there, actually. But anyway, I guess those days are over. Now you just sit at home and order shit on Amazon and they deliver it to your doorstep with a fucking drone. That's not any fun at all. Let me tell you something. You don't understand misery until you have a 3 or a 4-year-old and you have to stand in line at Toys R Us or God forbid, Walmart at 3 in the morning on Black Friday to wait on them to open at 4 in the morning so that you can then run to the toy section and hope to God that whatever it is you're there to get is still there 30 seconds after they fucking open. You don't know what misery is till you've done that dumb shit there. Guess those days are over. But I sure did. I got up at 5 in the morning, so I'm going to take my happy ass to the mall. The mall said, no, you ain't. Not even open. Dang. I guess I'll have to go waste money after this live show. This kickoff show probably will be a little shorter than the usual ones because we only have half the games today to talk about. I'll come back on tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. and we'll talk about all of tomorrow's games. But usual rundown today. We'll go through the games. When are they coming on? What channel? What do we need to watch? All that kind of stuff. We'll go over the streaming schedule. talk about what we're eating. Is it? I mean, everyone's just eating leftovers, aren't they? I mean, do we? I don't feel like we have to spend a lot of time talking about our game day food today. I'm pretty sure everybody's eating turkey sandwiches and leftover fill in the blank, whatever it is. Is that not? Can we just agree on that and skip the food thing today? Then we'll do a food segment tomorrow. All right, let's do that because that's what I'm doing. Leftover turkey. I'm going to make sandwiches out of it. I ate my body weight in collard greens yesterday. Got some left over though. Do that again today. Anyway, so that needs to be the plan today. Not just for me, but for all of you watching too. Just eat the leftovers today. That's what they're there for. So we'll just skip the food thing today. We'll do the rigged wheel. Shout out to y'all on the rigged wheel last week. It had been a week or so since anybody won on the rigged wheel. So I said, well, shit, I'll draw 3 names. These people can't win anyway. What does it matter? All 3 of them won. All 3. So shout out to y'all. Y'all went 3 for 3 last week on the rigged wheel, costing Uncle Lou some money there. Well deserved on your part. So shout out to everybody on the rigged wheel. We'll do it again today. I'm assuming everybody knows the particulars when it comes to the rigged wheel, but it's literally a rigged wheel with names on it. We spin the wheel picks a name. That person picks any game they want today against the spread. If you get the game right, I send you back twice your money. It's that easy. It does have to be a PayPal or Cash App, though. I can't do that with Super Chats. It's against YouTube's guidelines. And I've come close a number of times, so I don't want to tempt the YouTube police and end up on that Zach Smith routine. I don't need that. I don't need that at all. I don't know what happened. It doesn't even matter what happened. Nothing could have happened. They don't need a reason, YouTube. So I don't know what Zach Smith did or didn't do or is accused of doing or what. But for whatever reason, YouTube just said, well, we're going to take your channel down. So go find something else to do. It's basically what they told Zach Smith, which is an absolute shame. Whether you like Zach Smith or not, I mean, you're talking about people's livelihoods here, and they just snatch it away literally in the blink of an eye. And in a lot of cases, there's not a damn thing you can do about it. In a lot of cases, you don't even know what you did. So I say, I don't know what he did or what he's accused of. He might not even know what he did or what he's accused of. So, I mean, look, has there been people that have done things they shouldn't have done on YouTube and their channel gets taken down? Yeah. And I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, for whatever reason, YouTube just decides you don't belong on here anymore, taking you down. He broke the rules. What rule? What rule did he break? I mean, they always say you broke a rule. They send you an email. You violated the following guidelines. And then you click on the guideline to read it, and it's a legal document 9 pages long that nobody understands. YouTube doesn't do a good job of even telling you what the rules are. Rumble safer. And broker. That's the problem. There's no money to be made on Rumble. That's the bottom line. I mean, how many people are watching me right now? I don't even know. 246. Of the 246 people that are watching me right now, maybe 20 of them have ever watched anything on Rumble. No one watches it. So therefore, no one advertises there. So therefore, you can't make any money there outside of sponsorship deals. But sponsorship deals are based on how many people are watching you, and no one's watching Rumble. I don't have anything against Rumble. I don't know anything about it other than they don't pay anything. That's all I know. If Rumble was so much better than YouTube, Zach Smith would have left YouTube long before YouTube kicked him off and would have just been on Rumble to start with. I mean, it's an alternative, but it's not a good alternative. And to be fair to YouTube, one of the reasons that no one will advertise on Rumble is because they don't censor anything there. And advertisers don't want to be associated with that. It's the same reason Twitter doesn't make any money in advertising. So, Rumble is really good. Yeah, it's so good no one's there. So good no one's there. But anyway, very few people care about the monetary and financial minutia of YouTube and Rumble. Rumble is the future. Yeah. Rumble is the future. Isn't Rumble all political? Rumble is all of everything that's not allowed on YouTube. So KKK videos, racist shit, whatever political shit YouTube kicks off, whatever. All the shit that's not allowed on YouTube, that's what's on Rumble. That's what's on, the Jews are ruining the world. Like probably half the videos over there are something about Jews ruining the world, or that's because people end up on Rumble because they get kicked off of YouTube. No one's on Rumble because it's better than YouTube. They're on Rumble because they can't be on YouTube. And YouTube takes it too far sometimes with the censoring thing. That's where they get themselves in trouble. But it's because of the advertisers. I mean, that's what it comes down to, is the advertisers. The advertisers tell YouTube, hey, we're pulling out because you've got videos about this, this, and this, and we don't want to be associated with that. And then YouTube says, okay, well, we won't allow those videos then. Rumble has better content. If you're looking for videos about Jews ruling the world, or how you should still be able to own black people, then yeah, Rumble has way better content for you. Yeah. Yeah. I can't help but notice that you're not watching a college football preview show on Rumble right now. Can't help but notice that. Yeah. Can't help but notice that. Better put the football schedule up before I tell too much truth and it pisses off the snowflakes and I'm not watching this guy anymore. Because, the fuck your feelings crowd is very sensitive, which is weird. All right, let's look at today's games. Ole Miss at Mississippi State. The Egg Bowl. I don't know if more people care about this game for the outcome or for what news they expect after the game is over, which, of course, is Lane Kiffin. What's he doing? Where's he going? Is he staying? Is he leaving? I think I'm throwing my hat in the ring for LSU. I don't know. I don't have an over 50% confidence in any of the options when it comes to Lane Kiffin. In other words, I'm not over 50% sure of anything about Lane Kiffin. But if I had to pick one possible outcome, where will Lane Kiffin be coaching next season? You make me choose right now, I'm probably leaning LSU. But maybe it's 40% LSU, 25% Ole Miss, 25% Florida, 10% somewhere else. I really don't know. As far as the game goes, outside of some possible distraction scenario involving Ole Miss where the players are mad about what this or the other, or not bought in because they're not sure what's going on and the outside noise, I can't come up with a football reason that Mississippi State will win this game. Now, it's a home game for Mississippi State, and it's a rivalry game, and you've got the played out sort of, talking point about rivalry games and how, throw the records out the window and rankings don't matter. And to some degree, that's true in any game, not just rivalry games. I think Ole Miss wins the game. as far as betting the game goes, it's right around a touchdown. I'm tempted to take the points in a lot of these, right? You'll see as we go through. I'm tempted to take the points on a lot of these rivalry games where it's anything over a touchdown. Just, maybe it's close. But I do think Ole Miss wins this game. I don't know if it's funny, the weird thing, and there's a couple of games that are like this. Ole Miss could lose. They're still in the playoffs. Georgia could lose. They're still in the playoffs. Ohio State could lose tomorrow. They're still in the playoffs. Texas A&M could lose tonight. They're still in the playoffs. So there's that. But I think I'm taking Ole Miss in that one. Utah at Kansas. Now, here's one that maybe not a lot of people will watch the game, but I will bet. I'm going to bet this. I'm going to take Utah. Utah is on the outside looking in. They've got a shot to get in if a team or two were to lose. But even if a team or two ahead of them loses, it would still come down to the committee comparing a 2-loss Utah to some other 2-loss team, Vandy, Miami, whatever. So style points, like if Utah, Utah, if they can win this game by 30, they will, right? They won't coast in the second half, right? Because you're trying to impress the committee here. So I like Utah minus 10.5 here. And I'm going to bet that one. Utah minus the points. Iowa at Nebraska. I have already bet this game, I think. Let me look real quick here. I think I already bet that one. By the way, the Pay-Lou update, I'm up $401 on the week. So whatever, I don't know what's going on. I am not some sort of high-level advantage bettor. Like, I even tell you all the time, I don't give betting advice. I tell you what I'm betting on. I've been gambling since I was 8 years old. It's a losing proposition. I feel like I'm living some kind of a dream when it comes to the gambling for me for the last 2 months or so. I've won like 9 of the last 11 weeks. Like, I am way up. And I'm not saying that to brag because I'm normally way down. I don't make money gambling. I do it for fun and for entertainment. That's why I don't gamble much per game generally, $25-$50 here and there. I do it for entertainment value. But I'm on a run with the gambling that is gambling since I was 8 years old. I've never had a run like this. But I've won 9 of the last 11 weeks. I'm way, way up this season. And I'm up $401 for the week right now. Anyway, the bets I already have that I put in early in the week, Penn State minus 13.5, Utah minus 11, and Nebraska plus 6. Also, Tennessee and Vandy over 65.5. So for those of you that might be curious, those are the bets I already have in for the week. But back to the schedule of games, though. So I talked about the Utah game. I've already bet that one. I talked about the Nebraska game. I've already bet that one. I also think this will be a low-scoring game, too. That's why I took Nebraska plus 5.5, is because I think it's going to be low-scoring, and the more low-scoring a game is, the more likely it is to be a really close game. So I took Nebraska plus the points at home. Yes, I know they got dog-walked by a bad Penn State team last week. Don't care. Coming up at 3:30, Georgia at Georgia Tech, clean old-fashioned hate. I probably won't bet this game, although I do think Georgia will cover. The narrative about Georgia not covering games really ended around the halfway point of the season. They didn't cover last week against Charlotte, but that was a 30-something point spread, and they don't ever cover those games. They put the third stringers in the third quarter type of deal. But I do think they can cover today. Georgia's Tech defense is just really bad. I mean, Georgia Tech's defense is worse right now than it was in the Jeff Collins era. They're a better team overall, for sure. but their defense the last 3 games is probably the worst in the country. They've given up 130 points in 3 games against NC State, Boston College, and Pitt. I mean, I don't know what in the world has happened to their defense. And Georgia in the last 3 games has scored 120. So you got a team that is red hot offensively, Georgia, in their last 3 games, against the team that probably has the worst defense in the country in their last 3 games. It doesn't seem like Georgia Tech's got much of a chance here. But Georgia's favored by 2 touchdowns. That's a lot. That's a lot of points. The over-under is 59.5. Georgia's defense has been better against the run this year than it was last year, but they're going to be most likely without C.J. Allen today, would be my guess. Their star inside linebacker. He's been out for a couple of games with a minor leg injury. I'm expecting him to not play in a game against Georgia Tech where it would be really great to have him as far as the Haynes King runs go. C.J. Allen would be your primary guy that you would be looking for there in the middle to hopefully shut down a lot of those Haynes King runs. And I expect Haynes King to have some runs today. I expect Georgia Tech to have some success today. But their defense is just so bad, I don't see a way they can pull it off. It's supposed to be a home game for Georgia Tech, but they sold their rights to that home game to Mercedes-Benz Stadium for $10 million. So they're getting paid $10 million to lose today. Tickets are split 50-50. There'll probably be 75% Georgia fans there, would be my guess. I don't see Georgia losing that one. Indiana at Purdue, they're favored by 4 touchdowns. They'll win easily. Texas A&M at Texas tonight. Texas A&M a 2.5-point road favorite. This one, I think I do like the favorite. I think Texas A&M will beat Texas. I don't think Arch Manning. I'll take Marcel Reed over Arch Manning in this quarterback duel here. Arch Manning has played well at home in the month of November. He had the bad game on the road at Georgia, but outside of that, he's played well. He put up monster numbers against Vandy. Looked good again last week. I think Texas A&M, I think what happened to Texas A&M in the first half against South Carolina might be the best thing to happen to Texas A&M all year. I think that showed them, hey, we're not invincible here. We're not some kind of all-time great super dominant team that's just going to roll the ball out on the field and win every time. Sometimes getting a scare like that when you're undefeated is the best thing that can happen to. You know, you hear a lot of times the team will be undefeated, right, and then they'll lose a game, and people will go, oh, losing that game is the best thing to happen to it, like Ohio State last year when they lost to Michigan or whatever. Texas A&M sort of gets the benefit of that without actually having to take the loss. I think the first half of that South Carolina game might have scared some sense into them. You know, hey, we got to go. We can't just show up here. We got to, we actually have to try. So I do think the favorite wins that one. I like Texas A&M. And then Arizona on the road at Arizona State. Both ranked. I wonder how long it's been since that was the case. Arizona is favored. Arizona State, of course, is without starting quarterback Sam Leavitt. But the road team here is favored. I'll take Arizona State at home. I'll take Arizona State at home. The underdog there. So that's the rundown of games for today. You know the slate for tomorrow. We'll go over tomorrow's slate in more detail tomorrow on the kickoff show at 9 a.m. But, of course, Ohio State, Michigan at noon, Miami and Pitt at noon, Kentucky and Louisville at noon, Clemson and South Carolina at noon. So a bunch of big-time rivalry games there at noon. In the Miami-Pitt game, not necessarily a rivalry, but obviously a huge, huge game for Miami. They need to win and win by a lot. Style points is what Miami is looking for here because you know the committee is itching. It's so funny. The committee does not want to compare Miami to Notre Dame in terms of head-to-head. They avoid that like the plague. But you know they're itching to compare a common opponent here, Pittsburgh. Isn't it obvious that's what they're going to do? Isn't it so obvious that that's going to be their out when it comes to why didn't you rank Miami ahead of Notre Dame, saying they finished the season with the same record and Miami beat them? Well, they had that common opponent, Pitt, in the month of December, and, Notre Dame beat them by 30 and Miami only beat them by, whatever, 7, 3, 4, 13, whatever the number is, right? The committee can't wait to come out and tell you that Notre Dame beat Pitt worse than Miami did. Never mind the fact that Miami beat Notre Dame. That doesn't matter. That doesn't count. The outcomes of games doesn't matter. Other things matter more. You know what I mean? They can't wait to do that. They can't wait. They're itching to do it. So anyway, some big games there at noon. You get into the 3:30 games tomorrow, and you've got Oregon at Washington, another must-win game for Oregon. Well, I don't know. Now that Oregon beat Southern Cal, they could absorb a loss to Washington and still get in. But again, there's going to be a log jam of 2 lost teams, and you want to avoid that if you can. LSU at Oklahoma, must-win game for Oklahoma, sitting on 2 losses. Vandy at Tennessee, must-win game for Vandy and needs style points. I don't think Vandy beating Tennessee in and of itself is enough for Vandy to get in at 10-2 because of the logjam of 2 lost teams and where they're currently ranked. They probably need to win by a couple of scores and have somebody ahead of them lose. Missouri at Arkansas, Wake Forest at Duke, Florida State at Florida. Boy, they buried this game at 4:30 so nobody will watch it. That was nice of them. That was nice of them to do if you're a Florida and a Florida State fan. The last thing you need if you're a Florida or a Florida State fan is a bunch of people watching you lose to Florida or Florida. Imagine how bad you have to be to lose to Florida or Florida State. Well, one of these teams, that's going to happen to one of these teams. So they buried the game at 4:30 where nobody will watch it. You're going to start watching these 3:30 games, and you're going to, not even worry about this game that comes on halfway into your 3:30 game at 4:30. So that was smart programming there. Virginia Tech at Virginia. Virginia needs to win. If Virginia and SMU both win tomorrow, they're in the ACC championship game. So get ready for either Virginia or SMU being a playoff team, but not 10-2 Miami, not 10-2 Vandy. What a mess. Primetime games, the Iron Bowl, Alabama at Auburn. I am worried for the mental well-being of Alabama fans and the personal safety of Kalen DeBoer if Alabama loses this game on the road at Auburn. If Bama loses, it would be the second year in a row where Bama totes 3 L's and the second year in a row where they missed a 12-team playoff, and Kalen DeBoer would be probably gone. I don't know if he would get fired, but he would probably just take another job to get out of there. Penn State, Ole Miss, Florida, whatever, like any job. If Alabama loses that game at Auburn, it is going to be bad for Kalen DeBoer, so I worry about his personal safety, and I worry about the mental well-being of the Alabama fans. I said this the other day, I'm going to say it again now, and I mean it 100%. I don't want to hear or see typed anywhere a single Alabama fan telling me that they should be in at 9-3 if they lose that game to Auburn. No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't be anywhere near the college football playoff if you go 9-3 with losses to Florida State and Auburn to bookend your season. You're terrible in the beginning of the year. You're terrible at the end of the year. You've got 3 losses. The same reason you shouldn't have been in last year. Terrible fucking losses. Oh, but we beat this team and that team. Yeah. And you lost to fucking Florida State and Auburn. Nobody wants to hear you with the "we should be in" speech if you can't beat fucking Auburn with everything on the line. Nobody. Don't do it again, please. You're already the dumbest fan base on the planet currently because of how you acted last year when you went 9-3. Don't do that shit again. Please. You're embarrassing yourself when you do that. Come on, man. I'm serious. Is Alabama a playoff-worthy team? Yes, if they beat Auburn. If they beat Auburn, they're a 100% a playoff-worthy team. If they beat Auburn. It's that simple. There's not a fan base in the country who, if you sit them down in the middle of August and go, I tell you what, I've seen the future, and you're going to be in a situation where all you have to do is beat Auburn to make the playoffs. Every single fan base in the country would go, I'll take that. I'll take that. So, if you lose the game, delete your account if that's what you need to do, but don't be on the internet with the we should be in speech. Don't do it. UCLA at Southern Cal, to be 11 people at that game. Charlotte at Tulane, must-win game for Tulane, obviously. SMU at Cal, must-win game for SMU. They get into the ACC championship game with a win. UNLV at Nevada. They will destroy Nevada. I like UNLV on the road, minus 8.5. UNLV to the fucking moon. Notre Dame's playing some high school team. They're favored by 32. Notre Dame ending their season with back-to-back non-con games. What a joke. What a joke. All right. We schedule the best. Yeah, and then lose to them. And so what good does that do? We scheduled the best. Yeah, you scheduled Miami and Texas A&M, and you lost both of them. Congratulations. You beat one ranked team all year. You're 1-2 against ranked teams. Or is Pitt ranked? Shit. Okay, you're 2-2. You're 2-2 against ranked teams. Your third best win is Navy. What do you want? A pat on the peanut head? Come on, man. I don't know what I'm going to do with y'all, to be honest with you. What time is it? 9:41. Last chance for the rigged wheel. We're going to get out of here a little earlier today than normal because we're doing we got, of course, the kickoff show coming up again tomorrow. Oh, the streaming schedule, though. So 3:30 on Patreon today. That's the vote. So 3:30 today, Patreon. Make sure you come, hang out. If you haven't signed up for Patreon, do it. Next Saturday, big giveaway on Patreon. Merry Christmas from Uncle Lou. Next Saturday on Patreon. Cash money. Huge cash money giveaway next Saturday on the Patreon stream. Don't know what time yet that will be. The Patreon stream next Saturday. Not tomorrow, but next Saturday. But if you haven't got signed up or you used to be signed up or whatever the case, get signed up on the Patreon page. We have a lot of fun over there. We have a good time over there. Let's see. There's the link to the Patreon page. So Patreon today at 3:30. YouTube tonight at 7:30. Tomorrow, noon on Patreon. Is that right? Yeah, noon on Patreon tomorrow. That was the vote for tomorrow. I don't know what, if any, YouTube streams I'll do tomorrow. We'll see. But today, 3:30 on Patreon and prime time on right here on YouTube. So there you go. What about today? Scrolling on the bottom of the screen. I just said it. So that's two ways for you there as far as what about today goes. You can rewind the video 15 seconds or you can read the bottom of the screen. Anybody going shopping today? Is that just not a thing at all anymore? Maybe it is. I don't know. You know what's funny is back when I used to have to do it, like anybody my age that look, if you've got kids that are teenagers or 20 or so, then you know what I'm talking about. You were in line with me at Walmart and all that shit at 4 a.m. But is that just not a thing at all anymore? Is Black Friday shopping even a thing at all? Because people say, well, everybody buys everything online. Yeah, I do too. But don't they have like Cyber Monday for online? Or I don't know. But in the 90s and 2000s, if you weren't up at 4 or 5 in the morning on Black Friday standing in line, and what's funny is I hated it back then. I absolutely hated it. And I complained about it nonstop, but I did it because you had kids and they had to have this toy. And oh my God, it's $5 off if you get up at 4 in the morning and go wait in line for an hour. Then you can save $5 on this toy that your kid needs. And we hated it and we complained about it. And I know I did. And now I'm kind of mad that it's not a thing anymore. If you didn't tune in at the beginning of the show, I got my stupid ass up at 5 o'clock this morning. Got dressed, put the coffee on. I'm going to the mall, 6 a.m. Let's go. Black Friday shopping. I'm headed to the mall. The goddamn mall didn't even open until 8. So, I guess I'm going to the mall now when I end this show. Yeah, 5-star dummy shit. Me. So, so I've been up since 5 o'clock this morning. So that's why I'm, I just drank a pot and a half of coffee or whatever the fuck. Because I thought I was going to the mall. That was my plan. Go to the mall 6 in the morning. Be there when they open. I go to the mall 6 o'clock. Do some shopping. Come back home just in time for the 9 a.m. show. No. Mall didn't fucking open till 8. And then I'm like, well, I don't want to go at 8 because then I'm rushed to get back home by 9. I can't fucking go. And I'm mad now. Well, I guess I can go after the kickoff show. And it is a little shorter than normal because we're doing the kickoff show again tomorrow, and we'll talk about all tomorrow's games tomorrow. But so I guess I can go now and still be home close to the start of the Egg Bowl at noon. I'm in a bad way, basically is what I'm trying to say. I'm in a bad way. I'm in a bad way. Did you miss roll call? Yeah, I already marked you as absent, and I'm not even changing it to tardy because you missed over half the show. So, I mean, the show's ending in like 10 minutes. Normally, if you show up a little bit late, I'll mark you. I'll cross out where I had marked you as absent and change it to tardy. But dude, you can't show up for the last 10. Now you're just absent. You'll have to rewatch the show. Oh, by the way, since I couldn't go to the mall this morning, didn't have shit to do, I said, well, I guess I'll record a video. So I did. I recorded a video. So I have a video coming out at 10:30 that you can watch since you were absent from the kickoff show. It's an amazing video where I go through every single game, both today and tomorrow, and tell you who's going to win. It's unbelievable. Loustradamus over here with the Seeing the Future routine. Yeah, seeing the future. Plus, it's cold as fuck here. Cold as shit here. It's like 28 degrees here this morning. What the fuck? What's going on here? What's going on? Well, anyway. All right, it is time for the rigged wheel. I'm going to pull the wheel up now. So if you haven't got your name on the wheel, now is your last chance. I'm pulling it up now. Rigged wheel. Where the fuck is it? Rigged wheel. There we go. Shout out to the rigged wheel. Here's last week's names. Unfortunately, got to get rid of those. All right, let's see if anybody wants to play rigged wheel today. 3 winners last week. Everybody, all 3 got the game right too. So y'all beat Uncle Lou out of all his money last week. Congratulations. Congratulations on that. All right, here we go. Rigged wheel. First up is the Cash App. Is this rigged wheel not? Remember last week the rigged wheel wasn't working? It's not working again. Look, it's froze up again. Do I need to find a different rigged wheel? Look, nothing will work. Remember last week this happened. I'm going to have to find a totally different rigged fucking wheel. Every time I pull up this rigged wheel now, it's fucking not working. The rigged wheel thing is a joke, but if the rigged wheel keeps not working, people are going to think it's actually fucking rigged. Now I'm big mad. I'm shaking mad, almost drooling mad. Yeah, this is the same thing it did last week. What should I do? You know what I'm going to do? Let me tell you what I'm going to do. Because I'm such a good guy. I'm Mr. Nice Guy here. You know me. You know me, Mr. Nice Guy here. What's today? The 28th. All right. Here's what we're going to do. Here's what we're going to do. I am a man of the people. All right. I am cutting off I'm cutting off the rigged wheel for today. So got people that have already sent it in. But that's it. I'm cutting it off. And here's what I'm going to do. Kyle O, Thomas B, Edward R, Benjamin M. Christopher J, Tyler P, Jacob R. You all win. You all win. Congratulations. We don't need the wheel. You're all fucking winners today. So Christopher J has Texas A&M and the points. Tyler P has over in the Ole Miss Mississippi State game. Jacob R has Arizona to cover. Edward R has Ole Miss to cover. Benjamin M has Georgia Tech over. Kyle O has Arizona State to cover. Thomas B has over in Georgia Tech. So 2 people have the over in Georgia Tech. Benjamin M and Thomas B. Edward R has Ole Miss to cover. Kyle O has Arizona State to cover. Christopher J has Texas A&M to cover. Tyler P has Ole Miss Mississippi State over. Jacob R has Arizona to cover. And you all win. So I don't want to hear shit about it being rigged when literally everybody won today. Because Uncle Lou cares about you. Yeah, that's Uncle Lou's Black Friday deal. Black Friday spectacular. It is the giving season. It is the giving season. And this is Uncle Lou's version of Toys for Tots here. So shout out to all my tots in the comments section. Primarily Christopher J, Tyler P, Jacob R, Kyle O, Thomas B, Edward R, and Benjamin M. If I just said your name, then you win the rigged wheel today. And if you get your pick right, I will send you back twice whatever you sent to the Cash App or the PayPal. There you go. Literally everybody wins today. Well, that Uncle Lou's a hell of a guy. I'm a winner. I'm a fucking winner. All right. Streaming schedule today. 3:30 on Patreon. 7:30 on YouTube. If you're not on Patreon, you need to be. If you think I'm giving away money now, wait till you see the dumb shit we do on Patreon. Shout out to everybody on Patreon, too. We have a really good time over there, and y'all are a big help to the channel. Y'all are a big reason why I get to do what I do year-round. So big shout-out to everybody who is over on the Patreon page. We'll be resetting all the wrenches today, too, so do not be alarmed. If you have a wrench now, and then later you don't have a wrench, it's just because I'm resetting them all. And then during the Patreon stream today, we'll give them all back out. And then again tomorrow during the Patreon stream, we'll give them all back out. So every time I reset the wrenches, I get a bunch of people that go, what did I do? You took my wrench away. I don't ever take anybody's wrench away. A few times a year, I just reset the wrenches, get rid of them all, and then add them back through the Patreon stream. So we'll do that today. All right. I love you guys. I hope you all had a great Thanksgiving. Let's enjoy our Black Friday. A lot of great football today, starting at noon. I'll be on 3:30 on Patreon. We'll hang out and watch the games. And then tonight, 7:30 on YouTube. All of those links are in the description of the video. Make sure you check them out. All right, everybody. Good luck to everybody except Georgia Tech, man. You have to lose today. Have a good morning.